I'd like to introduce Derek Wilson, who is going to come and talk to us from that very perspective. He has an interesting product and a really good example of a product that is eminently crowdfundable.
Eminently crowdfundable, that's a good title, I like that.
So, I'll hand over to you.
Just before I tell you my little story and journey, I've got a point in my head that I'd like to raise. You'll all have heard this one, sales cures all. It's well known, sales cures all these guys that are consulting to business. If you get an avalanche of sales, usually sales cures all. I think crowdfunding is that. You can get sales up front. You can cure everything up front, get an order book, then go through all the rigmarole with your investors. So, in its simplest terms, that's a huge plus point. Anyway, my story, right. I'm not going to pitch to you, time is short, so I won't hog the floor, but I need to tell you a little bit about me, my product, my journey. So, question, how would a firefighter find your child if your house was on fire? Any firefighters in the room? Because what they do right now, they charge into the building. If the parents are dead, they're dead. If the parents are alive, they ignore them because they're so hysterical. They feel their way along the walls. Every door they come to, they open that door, they search it. They don't know if it's a kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, cupboard, spare room, kid room, whatever. Big suit on, no makes, gloves. Stick their hand down the toilet. They don't know they've just put their hand down the toilet. It's a fire scenario. So, if the kid's in the 5th, 6th, 7th door, that kid's dead. Kids hide in bedrooms. I'm going to really go through this quickly, so forgive me, but I'll give you an idea of where I'm coming from. Because kids hide in bedrooms, the #1 priority for firefighters is find the kid's bedroom. So if you can find the kid's bedroom in the shortest possible time, save lives. I invented something that does that. Does it brilliantly, does it simply. We have 2 patents, granted patents, and in startups, a lot of crowdfunding guys, like this watch, like the Pebble watch, that was another thing that crossed my mind. Unless you patent it, you're telling the world about it on a very public forum. So you either go for first mover advantage with a crowdfund, or you stay in stealth mode, patent it, then you go crowd. But I'll come back to that, that's all tied into my story. So, what I've done is very simple. Cat's eyes in the middle of the road, smoke-filled house, firemen searching through the rooms, looking for the kid's bedroom. All my little device does is listen for the sound of the smoke alarms, and when it hears it, it triggers a light. It doesn't get any simpler. Everyone in business says, wish I had $1 for every cat's eye in the middle of the road, but I wish I was the guy that invented that. This is called, well, by fire chiefs, they described this. Lifelight is to fire safety what cat's eyes are to road safety. So you hear about the guy inventing the next penicillin, well, I've got the cat's eyes. Why the hell have I struggled? Why am I here? Why am I not driving by my Bentley going all these poor shots? It's not that easy, especially in today's climate. And I genuinely think crowdfunding, for me, will make the difference. I've already had some benefit from it, but I'm very optimistic the next 6-12 months are going to go positively. But what it really injects is new money. New money. Like Barry, I've probably knocked on 100 doors. I've met 100 guys with silly money in the bank. Forget the high street banks, that system's not geared up for us. Despite all the words and all the PR, Britain is not geared up to finance startups. Even existing businesses with reasonable cash flow and potential to expand, even they struggle. So crowdfund injects new money. It's a very, very exciting shop window. The other thing I would say, you can attract new money to your shop window. You've got your platform. You know, what is a crowdfund? Crowdfund is a shop window. It's a platform. So the one other thing you need is traffic. You need traffic to your shop window. You can have the coolest, slickest platform, and if it's hidden in the web with 50 hits a month, you're all going nowhere. You need traffic. The second qualification I would say is you need appropriate traffic. If you're looking for £1 million sophisticated investors, you don't want to be targeting the guy in the street that's going to throw 100 quid in. And vice versa, if you're stacking high, selling cheap, because my product's a 20 quid product, I want to stack it high, sell it cheap. I need to get a load of cash, build them in batches of 10,000 to make a buck. So, shop window, traffic, appropriate traffic, and it's new money coming in. That's pretty much my shortest summary. We've only got an hour, I don't want to hog the light, because the real maestro of crowdfunding that's in the room, Simon, he's got a lot to tell you. I think it's an awesome concept. It does, the one other point I would throw in, if we have time to touch on this, it needs some form of regulation, that there's got to be, because entrepreneurs, as soon as they smell money, you flock to it. And there needs to be some regulation to make sure the crowdfund's protected, the investors are protected, and the entrepreneurs protected. You can't just, it's not the Goldilocks, it's not the silver bullet to cure everything, but it's a massive boost to the UK scene. And it could, when the UK economy is just in the neutral zone, just getting 1% of GDP, because if you throw around some figures and you look at what's happening in the States, it could be 0.5 to 1% of GDP, new money coming into the crowd, because there is still a lot out there. In this city, in London, Cambridge, anywhere, a nice house is still £1 million. You know, they're bitching, oh, we couldn't heat the pool this year, but they're still wealthy. You know, that money hasn't gone away. The Range Rovers, the Astons, they're all still being bought and sold. So the money's there. Flatlining economy, crowdfund could just tip it. And our nation depends on SMEs, basically, for employment. We are the catalyst. So this is new money coming into the catalyst that is the catalyst for the UK economy. So it's a huge, important subject. And the very last point we make is we must not let the government clamp down on this and kill it before it gets going. I think it really does need the little sparks to be fanned, and it needs to grow and be protected. It needs regulation, it needs appropriate matching, crowd investment versus crowdfunding, but it's awesome. And in my particular case, I think it is going to tip the balance. Because I've been knocking on the door for 4 years, so I think it would be nice to have the door knockers come to me for a change. And that's what a good shop window does for you. You sit there, here's my goods and services. Oh, no, the very last thing, sorry. We often get so close. I mean, because this is a life-saving device, I don't have time to tell you all the story, but it's not just cash. This is little kids burning to death. It's highly, highly emotionally charged. But even without that, entrepreneurs get their idea, their product, their service, and they cling to it. They will die before they admit it's wrong. Because their best friends, the bank manager, they all tell them it's wrong, they won't believe it. Guys, if you pitch this to 5,000 people, and they all say, sorry Derek, it's just not right, walk away. A crowdfund that fails is also a good thing. Even in failure, it tells you we're barking up the wrong tree. Because some guys die a death clinging to the wrong thing. So, you know, it's yet another layer to it. The whole industry is going to grow. So anyway, I think if I was on a timer, I'd be out of time. So
the reason I wanted to please do. Yes. The reason I wanted Derek to give her his example is, you'll bear me out on this. He spent a lot of time talking to banks, talking to funders, talking to angels. Not one of those guys, and I doubt anyone in the room would say this isn't a product the world needs. You know, this is I've forgotten your stats, but you know, children are killed every month.
Basically, 2 young kids a month are dying because this isn't in the market. And sorry to cut across you, but if I give you the point, in the 4 years I have been starting this, how many people's in this room? What, 40 people? Well, in the 4 years this has been ready to go into production, 120 young kids have been burnt to death because the financial system is screwed. End of story. Fire chiefs tell me in writing, we want this. I've got a quote from a senior fire chief, the top boy in London, we will do everything in our power to promote this.